Welcome to the Lauren Blackwell channel. K. Michelle is shading Shaboozey by saying that how is he a Nigerian singing country music? And the way she said it, I thought it was quite funny. But the reason why she's shading Shaboozey is because Shaboozey did not give her a feature, as she mentioned in her interview at the Breakfast Club. So K. Michelle was at the Breakfast Club, right? And she was talking about how a lot of black country music, which there isn't a lot of them to begin with, but there's not a lot of them in the city where she works. And she said that they do not collaborate enough like they should because they're too busy trying to please other groups of people, and so they're too focused on those people. And the ones that manage to do a little bit of collaboration with other black country artists are only being performative. They would call you to be seen with you in order to get their urban card, their urban stamp. And then after that, everything is just over. And that basically what she's saying is the interaction is not real and it's not long lasting. It's just for people to have themselves be perceived a certain way, and that's it. And so when she was talking about this, she told a story where Shaboozey's people were reaching out to her to do some sort of collaboration. It's not music related. It's not to ask for a feature, but it seems like he was wanting some sort of collaboration with K. Michelle. And they started to communicate over text, and they were communicating quite frequently according to the way K. Michelle put it. But then she said when she brought up the subject of a feature from him for her music, he suddenly ghosted her and stopped responding. And she is quite upset. So now she's throwing shade, saying, how is he a Nigerian singing country music? And okay, so it's not nice at all. I mean, if you're communicating constantly with someone, especially if you were the person who reached out to them and you're communicating with them, how can you just ghost them after they ask you for a favor? I mean, these artists are so unprofessional. My God. If somebody asks you for a favor and you cannot do it, can you just not tell them that you cannot do it at this time? Like, even if you have to make up an excuse or something, just say something. Don't just ghost someone you've been communicating with all of this time. If it happened the way K. Michelle said, because, we all know how stories can be twisted when you hear it from one side and not the other. Because for all we know, this is not the way it went down at all, but this is how K. Michelle told the story. So here's what I'm wondering. Are artists obligated to give features to other artists? I understand that they want to have this whole community and, interact with each other and have some sort of rapport and, be friends, even if I dare say, in the music industry. But are they obligated to give features? Because I don't think that any artist should feel obligated to give another artist a feature. So here's the thing. K. Michelle is upset that Shaboozey did not give her a feature, right? Because that would have helped her. Shaboozey is a bigger artist than K. Michelle. Nigerian or not, he is a bigger country artist than K. Michelle. He's more recognized than K. Michelle. That is simply a fact. And if Shaboozey does not think that he has anything to gain from collaborating with K. Michelle, then as far as making a business decision, it makes sense that he would not want to give her a feature. Look, this whole music thing is not charity work, okay? Yes, K. Michelle has her own fans and followers and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, if Shaboozey does not need K. Michelle, it is okay. It is well within his rights to say that he does not want to give her a feature and to decide not to do that. He's not a bad person just because he did not give her a feature, and he should not be disrespected or painted in this negative light, which K Michelle is now trying to do by saying that he does not like black women and why is he a Nigerian singing country music and stuff like this. Like, she's now starting to paint him a certain way because she did not get what she wanted from him, but he is not obligated to give her a feature. I believe that K Michelle is a big enough artist that there are other artists that may even have contacted her as well for a feature, and she probably did not acknowledge them because they're so small in comparison to her that they probably will not offer her anything useful. Like, they won't be of benefit to her enough for her to take the time out of her busy schedule and to spend money to give them a feature. So she did not give them a feature. I actually saw one artist in the comments, I think, of the Shade Room post say that they have contacted her and how about her giving them a feature? But is she going to give that person a feature? No, right? Because she has nothing to benefit from them. So this is just the way it goes. Sometimes someone would come out to make an artist look like a bad person because they did not get what they wanted from that artist, even though the person who's doing the talking does the exact same thing. There are many upcoming country artists that will give anything to get a feature from K Michelle, but she's not out there giving out features like charity work, is she? Because she has to do what is best for her business. She has to do what's best for her career. You cannot just be out here giving out features, spending your time and effort and money on features for other people, and it's not benefiting you in any way. There's nothing wrong with helping someone else up. That is well and good, but who is to say that you have to help someone up and not get anything at all in return? Sometimes it's best to just let people work their way to a certain level to where they have more to offer, and then you offer them help, and that way the both of you can benefit from the interaction. So yeah, I do not believe that any artist is obligated to give a feature just because another artist wants it, or it doesn't matter if she's a successful artist or not. Like, that's not the point. The point is, between the two people, if one person does not think that they have a lot to gain from the collaboration, it is well within their rights to not do it. I do not agree with the way Shaboozey went about it. If he did what she said he did, that is very rude, very disrespectful. I mean, they're both country music artists. They are going to be moving around in the same circles at some point. They're going to be in the same location. So I don't know how he thinks he can just do something like that. Like, how do you face someone after you've treated them that way? Like, someone asks you for help and you just dismiss them like they're nothing. That's not nice at all. That was absolutely unnecessary. But K Michelle trashing him is, I understand why she's angry. Nobody wants to be treated that way, but especially since he was the one who reached out first, like, according to her, she did not reach out to him. He was the one who reached out, and then just because she asked for help, he did that. Like, that's just wrong. So I understand her anger, but still, she needs to understand he does not have to give her a feature, just as she does not have to give other people a feature either. We've seen a lot of this in the rap genre, where one artist does not get a feature from another artist and suddenly they start hurling insults and start throwing shade and just being very disrespectful. And it's so short-sighted to do that, especially if you intend to remain in the music industry. Because here's what I think. I think that if you reach out to an artist for a feature and the artist decides not to give you a feature, or maybe they even ignore your request, I think the best thing for you, I mean, let's ignore the fact that this is also the most professional thing, but with music, I think professionalism goes out of the window at the drop of a hat. So let's just say, let's do what's best for the artist that needs the feature, okay? Isn't it best for the artist to reach back out to the artist that they want a feature from and tell them, I understand you cannot do the feature right now, perhaps at a later date, perhaps, further down in my career when I have more to offer you. I mean, you can be honest and just be open about it, Perhaps another time we'll have an opportunity to work together. I still admire your work, etc., etc. That way you leave the door cracked open and not completely close it, shut it in your own face in case you want to collaborate with that artist next time. Because when you ask for a feature from an artist and you do not get it, that is a temporary setback for you. And even that no from that artist is temporary, because at some point, if you are on top and that artist find themselves struggling, because that's usually the way it goes, an artist is up for a long time, at some point they begin to struggle, and then the new artist that was looking for a feature from them will be on top. So when you're on top, or when you're working your way up to the top, you can revisit the topic of them giving you a feature. And if both of you are on top or are doing a lot better in your careers and you have more to offer each other, then perhaps the collaboration would go ahead and be successful. So it's always best to leave the door cracked open when you don't get something from someone the first time. And the best way to do that, I think, would be to not trash them in an interview. Would be to at least, you can tell the story if you want, which I think it's best not to, but if she wants to tell the story, you can still tell it. She could have told this story in a manner that is not disrespectful. That way, another time, they can revisit the subject of giving a feature or collaborating in some other way. But when you come out trashing the other artists that you did not get your feature from, you have made that situation permanent, because now you two are not on good terms, and now you have this beef that you did not have to have with an artist that is in the same industry as you. So I don't know, I feel like this is so short-sighted. People that run their business, for some reason, they're so quick to react emotionally to something instead of first thinking about the best way to go about it so that they can still end up on top. And I don't think that trashing Shaboozey was the best thing to do at all. He did not give a feature now. It doesn't mean he wouldn't do it some other time. Plus, he did not respond. So she doesn't even know why he decided not to respond. She actually does not know what actually happened, why he, decided not to give her the feature. So at least she should figure out what is going on first before she begins to trash him. How many times have we heard artists say that they were communicating with someone they thought was an artist, but it turns out they were communicating with someone from their team, and then when they made a request, the artist they thought they were communicating with did not get the message because that member of the team that was communicating with them did not deliver the message. We heard Ashanti say this many times. She said she missed a lot of collaborating opportunities because people from her team would be communicating with someone, and then the person they're communicating with think that they're communicating with her, and then they do not deliver certain messages. They filter the messages that they deliver to her so that she would end up not knowing of certain opportunities that they were offering her if the member of her team does not think that it will be beneficial to her. So she said she missed out on a lot of opportunities. That might be what's happening here with Shaboozey. You just never know. Unless they're both on the phone talking, But based on what she said they were texting. So who knows? She probably was not communicating with Shaboozey the whole time. Maybe sometimes, maybe his messages were being filtered and he didn't even know. And here she is trashing him already just because she did not get what she wanted from him. Plus, K Michelle does come with some measure of drama. Like, the way she handled this, for instance, is messy. Like, this is not the way you handle business just because things don't go your way. Perhaps it's this messiness and drama that Shaboozey did not want his music to be associated with, and who knows, maybe that's why he decided not to do the feature. But regardless of the reason, I still think that someone should have reached back out to her and communicated with her to let her know why the feature would not be happening instead of just ghosting her since they were already in communication. What do you guys think? Do you think artists should give features and think less about what they have to gain and focus more on the building of the whole community thing? Or should they be strict with who they give features to? I think they should be a little bit selective. Instead of being out here just giving features. We all know some people can be very disrespectful when they get what they want from you as an artist. They begin to disrespect you because they think they no longer need you. We've seen that so many times. So who knows? Maybe that's why these artists are more picky about who they give features to. But anyway, that's all I have on K Michelle and Shaboozey. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.